So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So there is a little bit more grind we can do before the end, but I didn't know how long it would take, so I decided to do it separately. So we got the Zodiac weapon. The Ragnarok, there it is. But there is one more thing we can do. Rise and shine. Ah, Bren, you see before you a man content. My studies are complete, and I am now composing my master treatise on enhancement of arms through soul infusion. Once I have finished, I intend to return to my homeland. My journey of discovery, in other words, now draws to a close. I tell you, though, the research I performed here was most meaningful of my career. 'Twas your deeds that led me to these new heights, and you have my deepest gratitude. Oh, and I must not forget to thank Geralt. I have an exquisite liquor from my own private cellar, a small token of my appreciation. Might I ask you to deliver it? It would be altogether too embarrassing to give it to him myself. A present from Jalzin now, is it? Sunshine. Distilled in Jalzin's private cellar, using a recipe handed down through his family for 16 generations, give or take a few. These mind-cleansing, belly-warming, lacquer-removing spirits are as sweet as on the lips as the sun's kiss. You think the bugger'd thank me in the flesh, but I'll have his gift all the same. I'm still dreaming of the last bottle's fiery kick. Just as well you're here, though. I've been meaning to have a word with you about your Zodiac weapon. See, I got curious as to the trials of Braves, so I bargain a bit with Rowena and get myself a complete set of from the She-Devil. I even lay my hands on the last tome of the series, the Book of Netherdark. What's written there surprised the living hells out of me. Seems the original Zodiac weapon each had a self all to their own, a sentience shaped by the bearer's very soul. The arms grew mightier and easier to wield at their own will, based on nothing but the characters and needs of the heroes. Weren't just something as simple as having a piece of steel you've got accustomed to. Those weapons were like extensions to the Braves' bodies. Aye, 'tis why they were greatest arms of their age, and why they were lost. You can hardly pass a weapon down through the generations if no other bugger can wield it for shite, can you? It's like the Soul Eater weapons because they're actually people. So you actually have to have compatible personalities. Geralt, this is hardly what I expected to hear upon coming to bid you farewell. Tell me, do you think this tale true? It's like, I can't leave now. Ah, gods help me, I do. And I even reckon there's a decent chance the recreated Zodiac weapon can do the very same thing. Mind you, any other arm, and you'll be a fool to try. But Bren's weapon's got soul and light in it. I'd wager my next 6 pints of mead it's got some form of sentience already. I'm of the mind that it ain't been fully awakened yet. 'Tis a strange concept, I suppose, but we've encountered stranger in our travels. Moreover, this notion of sentience could begin the origin of how these arms came to achieve their legendary status. A weapon able to choose its wielder based by its own will. Fascinating. Simply fascinating. Why, I can imagine no truer ally. It ain't like to keep you company with its banter in Jal's hand. We're talking about forging an unbreakable bond twixt the souls of the wielder and the weapon. Well, Bren, you've come this far. You keep on seeing this through? Dear me, it would seem as though the postponement to my homewards journey is in order. We must set this venture forthwith. I'm glad of the help, Jelsan, but starting out with the venture is easier said than done. Afore aught else, we ought to crack on how to awake the sleeping sentience of Bren's arm. Indeed, indeed. Mayhap we can awaken the soul within the arm via some substance that alike in character. Creating a resonance betwixt souls can allow for the transference of certain qualities, after all. Atma, for instance, has no sentience of its own, so to speak of, yet as the crystallized soul of a living being, it can contain a particular sense, an aspect of consciousness, if you will. Alas, I fear Atma is too weak. However, some stronger variety of crystallized soul may be capable of bestowing its essence into the slumbering sentience. Of course, for the weapon to profit by this, simply processing the crystal will not be enough. The sense will not magically transfer itself. We will have to find a way to make the soul without connect to the soul within. Wielding the weapon while the crystal soul is near could be the answer. We might also... Wait, the first thing you said about wielding the weapon, that ain't half bad. And it just so happens I have an idea of where you might get the kind of crystallized souls you're talking about. Bren, I'll need you to pay Rowena a visit. Of course, It ain't her you want, but her introduction to a bloke called Raymond. The man handles arcane goods, and comes round to Rowena's place every now and again. Not regular-like, though. Raymond's one of those wheels and deals in the shadows. Geralt, you're acquainted with a merchant on the black market. I knew your shady past would aid us at some point. There's no time to waste. Pray see about arranging this introduction. Alright, back to Rowena. Yeah, because this next part's going to be grindy, but I don't think it requires me to craft anything. It's going to be a fusion of the Atma crystals at the very beginning of the weapon quest, mixed with obtaining light from grinding just an absolute crap ton of dungeons. So basically I think we're going to procure an Atma crystal, do something with it, grind in a dungeon multiple times until it glows, repeat until we do all crystals. Let me guess, you're an accountant Geralt in some weapon or other. How close did I come? Well, at least now I know why Geralt was hankering for those old tomes, like a starved cat after a plump mouse he was. When the man starts working, there ain't none in this realm as can stop him. Ain't changed a bit from when we were traveling around. Oh, but that, what were we talking about again? Yes, that's right, you were hunting for Raymond. Well, I reckon he's the man you want, given what you're after. Of course, the problem ain't finding him, it's getting him to help you part. See, a fair ways back, Raymond let Geralt a pretty lump of money. Time comes to repay it, and Geralt tries to run. Certain words are said, certain bottles thrown. Needless to say, Raymond hates the blacksmith more than Morbelbile. I ended up repaying the sum Geralt owed, but Raymond kept the grudge smoldering inside him for nigh on 20 years. I understand why well enough, I suppose. Could have brought 10 manses in the lavender beds with what Geralt took. I conjure any man would be hesitant to forgive and forget after that. Now that you know the particulars, I'll give you your introduction. But best keep in mind that folk as work in the shadows are real sticklers to the code. Won't deal with the souls what's broken it, nor their friends. So run on back to Rissmill and tell Geralt that Raymond's in his usual haunt. But I don't think the merchant will touch you with a 10-fold pole unless you dolt apologies in full. Okay, to Geralt. Yeah, I think, too, it gets me so turned around is because when you do spawn in, you spawn in a different location around the crystal. So I always think I'm going to be pointing one direction when I'm not. Huh? What about Raymond? Bah, just like that gill-pinching bastard to not deal with you unless I grovel at his bloody feet. You'd think it'd water under the bridge by now, and that's been a full 20 years since. But it ain't money, is it? It's the woman. Never you bleed in mind who. The point is Raymond just won't forgive me, no matter how long or loud I apologize. Have you considered that a gift may say some more words than more than words can, Geralt? Surely you know of something dear to him. You heard all that, did you? As it happens, I can rightly remember what Raymond likes, well, save for a bottle of liquor or 3. Then the fiery liquor I gave you is the answer, is it not? Did you already drink it all? No, don't talk nonsense. It ain't every day I can drink such fine spirits. That liquor's mine, and mine it's gonna stay. I mean, he doesn't have to help me. Fine, for the sake of the bloody Zodiac weapon, I'll part with my bottle of sunshine. Do not regret this, Geralt, though I am sorry to say the bottle represents the last of the spirits I bought from Razatan. Gods damn it all, please, Jalzahan, at least tell me you're not out of the ingredients you need to brew a potion. I have not, though all of my alchemical equipment is now buried at the bottom of my luggage, but pray tell, what would you have me do with them? Something I read in the Trials of Braves, for now. Let's just say we'll need a potion or the like of the Awakening business goes to plan. Now, Bren, if Rorona said Raymond's in his usual haunt, then you'll need to make way to Swift Perch. Once you find the bloke, you'll need to give him this bottle of sunshine and say it's from me. Get yourself some of what he's dealing, and then hie off to battle. Sense will pass to your weapon through the soul resonance, and the more blows you strike, the sooner its sentience will start to wake. No doubt the Zodiac glass will aid you in taking measurements of the soul resonance. Yeah, it's even called soul resonance. Let's go, soul resonance! Once you have imbued your arm with enough senses, return to me and I will do my utmost to see its potential realized. Which is also a Soul Eater thing. We're just Swift Purse. Hurry and get that bottle out of my sight. Sorry enough going to Remen. You needn't parade it around in front of me, too. Swift Perch. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't require too much but the crystals. Good evening. Bren, is it? So I thought. I've been expecting you. Did Rowena say something? Ah, this must be Geralt's token of apology. What an exotic aroma. I'm afraid no bottled liquor, be it ever so fine, can quell the hate I bear for that man. However, I'll accept this olive branch nonetheless. But surely you come as much to rouse something from slumber as to lay an old grudge to rest. No need to explain. Not to a man with a web of 1,000 eyes and ears. You seek to awaken the sentience nestled within your Zodiac weapon. Or am I wrong? So I thought. I must say, even I was surprised to hear that Geralt succeeded in recreating a Zodiac brave arm, and amazed to learn the weapon concealed yet another secret. Now of all my wares, Mahatma should serve best to bring that secret to light. I have 12 types, all told, each with a soul with a distinct sense contained within. I cannot say if it will be what Geralt was expecting, but attaching them to your weapon in careful order should do something. And one who once sweated over the anvil, I'm intrigued to see what. The merchant in me, however, cannot give Mahatma away for free. My price is elegant tomestones of poetics, Rowena will never be mine, but I would still aid her with those and where I can. Good thing I grinded for those. Oh, and you needn't worry about me. I may deal from the shadows, but I dislike shadowy dealings. When you are ready to purchase Mahatma, simply say the word, and produce the elegant tomestones, of course. The final chapter begins. Completing certain activities with the Mahatma affixed to your Zodiac weapon will generate soul resonance. As this increases, the soul within your arm will begin to wake. By using the Zodiac glass, it's possible to visually verify the progress within each variety of Mahatma. If you misplace your Zodiac glass, you may retain a placement by speaking with Drake or Tristmill. Once you have used all 12 varieties of Mahatma and increased the soul resonance to a point of awakening, return to Jalshan. Paladins only need to affix Mahatma to Excalibur. Increasing the soul resonance of Excalibur to maximum will have the same effect on the Aegis Sealed. Okay, just so it doesn't get too confusing, I guess. Oops. Mahatma exchange or small talk. To you, I give a splendid weapon, one piece of Mahatma at a time, but to Rowena, I bring happiness, one tomestone at a time. Yeah, thankfully besides from the 200 I spent on the spring water, I'm pretty good, I would assume. Well, you've come for my wares, have you? So I thought. Well, produce my payment, and I will happily provide Mahatma for whatever Zodiac weapon you wish. Ragnarok, 12 remaining. Okay, I am just gonna start from the top. Trade. Only takes 50? Dude, some of these dungeons drop like 100. Trade 50 for the Mahatma Ram. Yes, so we strike our accord. Here's your Mahatma of the Ram. A crystal said to awaken a sense of assertion within souls. I've taken the liberty of affixing it to your arm. Now go further and wield it. Mahatma of the Ram has been affixed to your Zodiac weapon. Completing certain activities with it equipped will now increase soul resonance. As you increase the level of your soul resonance, the sentience in your weapon will begin to awake. By using the Zodiac glass, it's possible to verify the progress of each variety of Mahatma. Once you've achieved full soul resonance with all 12 varieties of Mahatma of your Zodiac weapon is sufficiently awakened, return to Jalzahan. Okay. So let me look at it. You peer into the Zodiac glass. The weapon exhibits no sense of assertion. So, I believe, same as before, I need to, yeah, Mahatma tiers. 40 points to upgrade. Upgrade? What's it, upgrade? According to the guide, fates give a feeble amount of light. Certain areas provide a faint amount of light, which is just like before, 4 to 8 points. Gentle is 16, steady 24, forceful 48. Actually, it says the amount gained per tier was doubled in patch 3.1, meaning forceful or higher will instantly complete the current Mahatma. Oh, so if I do forceful or nigh sings, it should instantly complete it? Okay, Syracuse Tower and World of Darkness are forceful. Forceful or higher will instantly complete it. So, Syracuse Tower and World of Darkness. Soloing some dungeons is enough to fully awaken Mahatma if you are in a 2-hour bonus window for it. For high-level jobs, running the Orenville will be quicker than Sastasha. Castro Meridinium and Praetorium gives steady as of the 6.1 changes to them, while Porto Decamana gives faint. Okay. So steady light is 24. Yeah, and I think I need 40. Yeah, Full Soul Resonance is 40. So, if that is the case, running Syracuse Tower, which unfortunately I don't think I can go in by myself, it forces you to do that one with people. I could do Keeper of the Lake twice, Wanderer's Palace hard, Ampador Keep hard, Borderland Ruins Secure? I don't know where that is. And Labyrinth of the Ancients. If I do all of those, twice. Oh, some of these other ones, they're mixed in. Sastasha is steady, Tamtara Deepcroft is steady, Thousand Maws of Totorak is steady? And you could always get a bonus too, so if I got a bonus on accident while doing one of those, it would instant complete my weapon. So, I might run two, just unsynced, to see if it works. Did you find her? Unrestricted. Yeah, Totorak is a really easy one to do. Just to prove a point. I know, like in videos, I like to see people do it once or twice. So I'll do the same, even if you probably already get the idea. This one's really straightforward, a dungeon. Which is why I run it over and over again when I did the Novus Light section. You have to kill everything in this dungeon, but I'll come here. Otherwise the door won't open, but I don't like that these still take 2 hits with my first strike. It's such an early level dungeon. I wish to one day be able to take these out in one blow. Actually, I probably should be grabbing treasure. Was there any? No. I need it. I need it for the seals, man. It's strangely quiet in here. It's weird. Come here. I'm guessing turning this into Zeta will make it all glowy and pretty. But yeah, I'm still gonna roll for treasure and stuff or collect it because that is how I get the majority of my seals for the grand companies. And that is also how I ended up buying my artisans crafting stuff, which I guess we use it to craft a different set of artisan crafting gear. There's one that looks closer to a dress. And I guess it has these slightly higher stats that I need to craft stuff at like 391, but you know what? I'm gonna get that through regular gear in Heavensward, so, you know, I'd rather not sacrifice my soul if at all possible. And besides, I gave some basic idea of what would need to be done later towards the end there. But yeah, there technically is going to be a Heavensward section of this quest, which came out apparently in 3.2. But I'm going to finish the Zeta part. But I'm not going to do Kettle to the Metal yet. I'll get to Kettle to Metal in Heavensward. Since it came out in 3.2, I'm going to count it as Heavensward, because technically it is. And that's going to require me to do grinding like I did before with Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda. It's going to force me to do extremes. Which won't be so bad with Heavensward gear. I can probably do it no problem. Same as how I do hard completely by myself, no problem. But the fact that it requires that of me, and the fact that it takes place in 3.2, you know what, makes me feel fully confident in doing that later. So I'll complete Zeta. I should be able to complete Zeta, since it's just another grind fest. This ground is always so squishy. Max out at least one of these on stream. Or on screen, I should say. I'm not streaming. Boof. Your Zodiac weapon pulses with a steady sense of assertion. Just to see what it's like when I switch and whatever, too. And I can sell some of, like, the orchestration rules and whatever, if I already have them. Probably not for much, since these are early level dungeons, but I digress. Sometimes you get stuff. You peer into the Zodiac glass. The weapon exerts a robust sense of assertion. Okay, what is robust? Robust is about halfway. So yeah, we got 24 points. 24 to 27 is robust. Full soul resonance is 40, so we have to do another one. Duty finder. What else gives? We could do the same one again. But this one actually has slightly different requirements. It says Hawk Manor also gives steady. Why does Cuttercry have one? We're in the 2-hour bonus window for it. Some of these have a 2-hour bonus window, but I don't know what that is. It doesn't exactly clarify. This one's technically slightly harder. I guess. There's really nothing in here. I'm searching for treasure. Don't mind me. I know where I'm going. Or need to go, I should say. It's just a matter of I don't always get to check these rooms and fill out full maps when I'm by myself. There's a whole section in here I don't think I've ever gone down one of the hallways. Maybe I'm just killing things too fast for some of these to kick in. Fine wax. That's only dropped here, I think. There's certain materials and stuff that only drops here. And I have been working on other crafting in the background. Just to get stuff done and dusted. Yeah, like some of these. Oh wait, that's the way down. This hallway. I don't think I've ever been in this hallway. Oh, it's a wine cellar. Hey, Geralt. About that aged wine from, like, pre-Calamity. I think I found a whole bunch more. That loops. That actually takes you back out front. So it's a tad deceptive. It always gets people. Tiny key. Let me just really quickly 50 12. I'll need 600 Allegan tomestones to do all of these, which I have more than enough. 600, really? That's it? That's all you need of me? After some of these other ones that made me have to replenish them over and over, Zeta feels like strangely easy. Almost a why wouldn't you do it sort of vibe. This one's already open. Anything special from you? No? I know it's the final door. Like I said, I'm just checking for extra stuff. Sometimes when you go in solo, you get a chance to see what all's actually in here. I think certain materials, too, when they open chests, it might only go to certain people. Or, you know, some things are always semi-hidden. You wouldn't get them in a typical run because it's slightly out of the way, and nobody likes to go slightly out of the way for a repeat dungeon. Be it for a pet, materials for crafting. 2 dungeons now. There have been pets off the beaten path, and so many people don't know they're there because they won't go slightly from the path they're used to. Back at the Carnation Door. I shouldn't say last room. It's the last room before the junk heap. Okay, bloody parchment. You have no idea how many times I've run this with other people and they leave the room without the fucking parchment. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I can do here. Sorry, I've already been in those rooms. Taking out the Manor Sentry. We'll queue the boss, but we can come back. I want to come down here, because I haven't been down this hallway. What secrets do you hold? In fact, too, there's even 2 different enemies down here. The crystal ball that'll eventually be used to teleport us in the hard version of the dungeon. Fancy that. All the keys go to something. And our extra special treasure is... Heart of House de la Rende? I think I already technically have that stuff. Maybe it looks different. Who knows? It is... Can we do this with clothing, please? Thank you. Eh. It's not super worth it, but... Whether or not I take certain paths, too, is if I notice there's any sprouts in the group. Anybody with either a Realm Reborn gear set, or it says it's their first time in the chat window. It's fully awoken, Mahatma. Like I said, it should take 2. Really shouldn't take that long for me to do these. Although you do probably need to do this one with it equipped. At least I don't think it's taken up slots in my actual inventory. Last time that was a bit of a problem. Yeah, no it doesn't. Okay, we have both of these, so I'll probably just end up selling those. Yeah, it's not my inventory. Mahatma exchange. Well, you've come for my wares, have you? Well, produce my payment and I will happily provide Mahatma for whatever Zodiac you wish. 11 remaining. Complete. Okay, cool. It says if I am complete or need to do more. So, Bull is next. So, we strike our accord. Here's your Mahatma of the Bull. A crystal said to awaken a sense of possession within souls. I've taken the liberty of affixing it to your arm. Now go forth and wield it. As you increase the level of soul resonance, the sentience in your weapon will begin to awake. Yada yada yada. Does he say slightly different things for each one? That's curious. How long did this take? This took me 30 minutes. And I have 12 to go. Although I should be able to go through them relatively quickly. I'm debating if I should go through them all on stream. Or if that would drive people, like, absolutely bonkers bananas. I don't know. Anything that gives forceful is Syracuse Tower and World of Darkness, which I sincerely doubt. Actually, is secure higher than... No, steady. Then why does one say steady and one say secure? Give steady as. Caster Meridian Praetorium gives steady as for the 6.1 changes. While Port Tucumana gives faint. And Syracuse Tower is always ready to be there for you. Can I do Syracuse Tower by myself? Crazy question. No. No, it's... you can't be that much of a badass. Steady, steady, gentle, steady. Okay. Well. Alright then. Maybe it'll be a shorter episode. So I will go through this, grind them out, and meet you back here when I do the final one. Peace. Alright. I have finished the final stone. I kind of wish I'd been recording because it gave just the funniest little congratulatory boop boop. Alright, Mahamata Exchange. Well, you cover my wares. Yes and no. 0 remaining. I'm afraid you've exhausted my supply of Mahamata for that particular arm, and for that you may color me deeply impressed. There are no more varieties of Mahamata that can be affixed to your arm. Once you have received full soul resonance with the final piece, return to Jazelyn at Hristmill. We going back to Hristmill for the final bit. I believe, too, aside from the Dreadworm armor and accessories, which is also level 130, same as the augmented ironwork accessories that I'm wearing, this is officially, like, some of the strongest stuff in the game, so I was looking it up just in case. The Zodiac Zeta weapon is the strongest weapon, with a close second to Dreadworm weapons right behind it, but apparently both Dreadworm armor and augmented ironworks armor is about the same. They're both item level 130, and so because of that, from what I see, I really don't see anything else that is level 130, which means we are donezo for these quests. We as strong as we gonna get. So that means 2 extremes and stuff, since I technically have tested some Heavensward gear. I did purchase 1 level 70 axe that I haven't been using. I just have mostly kept it in the back to see if I could do Binding Coil of Bahamut solo, and I could not. That means I'm gonna do extremes in their own time in Heavensward. I can't make them A Realm Reborn content as solo because I literally cannot get my item levels up high enough. Once again, he's probably gonna need me to unequip it. Does sentience stir within your new Zodiac weapon? Then time is nigh and the end is dreaming. Awaken Ragnarok? Where's your Zodiac weapon? My dude! Oh my god, I forgot my inventory's full. I need to get rid of some of this. I've been running like a bunch of dungeons in the background for grinding, so please excuse me. And yeah, I know I could trade these in, but I really want to just get this over with. It's been too long. The vital title? I think that's something else. But anyway, Awakening. Awaken Ragnarok. Upon waking, your Zodiac weapon will truly be the finest arm and the fiercest ally in the realm. If you are firm in your purpose, let us begin. Alright, so I guess it's really not that big of a stat increase, although to be fair, this final section was really easy and I knocked it out of the park in like 3 hours. And that's because I was taking my sweet time. I also made like lunch in between, so... I confess, my friend, I have awaited your return most eagerly. Even holding your weapon in my hands, I can sense the soul within pulses more strongly than ever before. If I heard all of that right, your weapon's ready and raring to wake up. Meaning it's time for the grand finale, El Jalzahan? I'm unclear on what part I might play, Geralt. I've made ready my alchemical supplies for this occasion, but I do not know what you would have me concoct, nor, for that matter, why. Oh, right. Well, you remember the Book of Netherdark? Though there's precious few would have ever heard of it, 'tis a fact that its pages hold the truth of the Zodiac weapons. Truth? What do you mean? In ages past, terrible demons known by the name Zodiac would appear in our world. But when they did, a hero wielding a shining weapon would arise to strike the fiends down. Do you know that particular tale? There are few who know it better. You speak of the Song of the Zodiac Braves. I began my research precisely because I thought its accounts of the legendary weapons hold a grain of truth. Ah, but did you know that the weapons weren't wreathed in light when the Braves slew the fiends? Meaning mine's technically stronger. It wasn't till those arms tasted a demon's blood that sentience blossomed deep within, and they burst forth with a brilliant halo. 'Tis how the Zodiac weapons were truly born, but that bit of the tale got lost as it was handed down through the ages. Ah, very good, Geralt. Very good indeed. We have no demon's blood to awaken Brenzalm, but we can mimic it with a quasi-soul potion thick with aether. You're a quick-witted one. Make no mistake. Well, now we're all caught up, let's give it a try. Yeah, some of those Zodiacs that they might be referring to might be some of the summons from 12. Their summons in 12 are a little bit different than the summons in a lot of other Final Fantasies. And we did see one of them when we did our Summoner's Quest. Belial. I think the name mentioned by one of the, what are they called, Asians? I think they mentioned the name of one of them too. There, ought to be thick enough to coat the demon's blood potion. The rest I shall leave to you, Geralt. Although, just in case I'm misremembering, I don't want to say its name because it might end up being a huge spoiler. Seeing as there ain't any demons in the Zodiac around to fight, I'll just have to mimic that battle with my flames in my forge and the pounding of my hammer. Now let's perfect the old relic with what began with so long ago. Yeah, because I did a roulette that put me into a fight where I had to rescue Minfili again, and I realized he said a name. And the name is of one of the Final Fantasy XII summons. A really, really big one. And I'm like, wait, that might be one of the Zodiacs he's talking about. The weapons responded to my touch like a wonder. I can feel what soul inside is trembling, like it's aching to wake up. So let's give it what it wants. Yeah, because I didn't really get to fully read that while I was fighting. I was too busy concentrating. Well, we've done it. Recreated a legendary arm exactly as it was, sense itself and all. Ye gods! Bren, take up your weapon! That's probably going to be the thumbnail. We'll see. If I do a cool pose or something. Behold, the legend made manifest in all its glory, none but the realm's most valiant adventurer, their most masterful blacksmith, and their most accomplished alchemist could have recreated this true heir to the weapons of yore. Nay, here we have forged a new legend, a weapon beyond all compare. The ages will echo with its name, the Ragnarok Zeta. Oh yeah, that's instead. It's probably gonna be it, but still, I love that pose. They're like besties now. The letter Z. So I think there's one more thing I can do here, but I don't know if I'll be able to finish the following quest. I knew I'd be able to do this one, but I don't know if I'll be able to continue with what follows. Zeta Guide will lead into something. Nope, that doesn't. That doesn't tell me. What was the name of the quest? The vital title. see if I want to do that yet, or if this one is part of, technically, Heavensward. Since for all intents and purposes, I'm in Heavensward. Seeing as I've finished some of the stuff. Unlocks Home of the Brave. What do I gotta do? Something seems to be giving Jalzahan pause. He is perplexed by as a priceless research book, such as the Netherdark upon... Okay, all I have to do is speak with these two, so this one's... Yeah, it's a 2.51 quest, so we can do it now. My dear, thanks to you, I've had developed my soul infusion methodology and seen the legendary A Realm Reborn in all its glory. For all this and more, you have made my eternal gratitude. I've devoted my life to just these two goals, yet neither could have accomplished alone. Though I risked life and limb, verily 'twas right I should come to Eorzea. One matter puzzles me still, however. Why was the Book of Netherdark, a priceless resource, never completed nor circulated? If I've learned anything by now, it's that Geralt can shed some light on the matter. Come, friend, let us make one last journey across the village green for the sake of knowledge itself. Yeah, Kettle to the Metal is next, and Kettle to the Metal is the one that's going to be technically Heavensward. But by doing this, I think I can instantly get some replicas in case I ever misplace these. Yeah, I can get stuff from here. Ironworks gear, Masterworks, repair? Yeah, I can just purchase quantity. Not sure what all this entails. It says it wants one weathered Vajras to a Vajras. Bursting Conqueror. I don't recognize these. I think they're old. Zodiac Lash reissued. Zodiac Zeta replication. Dealing kettles. Small talk. This is for augmentation. Ironworks Magic Tech Spear augmented. Oh, maybe I can make it a little bit stronger if I have some of the other stuff. Because it's an exchange. Do you have any that's armor? Accessories. Yeah, let me look at this. Because this is what I have equipped now. I have the Ironworks Helm Offending. For tomestones, could I potentially... I think it's already augmented. Hang on. Yeah, it's already augmented. There must have been another way to get, like, the old versions. Somehow. Maybe there used to be a quest, but there isn't anymore. So if that was the case, I would augment the old versions here. But I guess not. Might be as I had one too many earlier, but aren't we done with Zodiac weapons? Why do you keep hounding me like a pair of bloody debt collectors? We have merely come with a question about the Book of Netherdark, Geralt. When did you lay your hand upon this unfinished tome, pray tell? Huh? Well, Rowena's place, of course. I came across it while I was picking up the rest of the Trials of Braves. Rowena said she'd only sell the tome to a collector what pays a king's ransom for it. Till I threatened to wed her again, that is. Well, you can bet she handed it over in a hurry after that. Is that so? Any road. There's prints aplenty of the trials, but I've heard nothing about another copy of the Book of Netherdark. Like it or not, that's why you never saw it at Razatan. See, the trials is a load of scattered tales about the ancient heroes gathered and bound up in a book. 'Tis admired as a work of fancy just as much as the account of the ancients. But this Book of Netherdark, well, it's just raw facts. Seems like we were added to the set after everything else, and you can tell that no editor's pen ever touched it. 'Tis really just a treatise of the Zodiac Braves. So we owe our gratitude to a scholar. Was there aught by which to identify the author? I'd remember him, and so learn by his example. Hell, Jalzahan, I don't know. Well, now that you mention it, there is a name written in here. Looks like... Ulthalem. Ulthalem, you say? He was the father of my line, an artisan famed for his pursuit of knowledge. Well, I'll be thrice damned. If the man's your ancestor, might be as you'd like to hear what I found scrawled at the back of the book. Just a moment. After years of careful study, I came to realize that I, Ulthalhem, cannot recreate an arm of the Zodiac Braves. I recorded my own findings here, that men with like ambition may follow in my footsteps. To the one who succeeds in bringing forth the weapon of the ancient heroes, I leave my eternal admiration and the title of Starforger, bringer of radiance. Gods be good! Though I know it not, I have dreamed the same dream as my forefather. Everything, from my encounter with the tales of braves to my choice of studies, must have been written in the stars. In sooth, 'twas right I journeyed countless malms and weathered stormy seas to come to Eorzea. Hearken to me, spirits of Uthalem. Rest well, knowing that I, Jalzalhan, accept the title of Starforger from you. So, oh wait, hold on for a second. Technically, he forged it. Might be as your one that came with the tail of the legendary weapons. But who was it that made the bloody thing? Me, that's who. And who was it who found the book in Netherdark? Poor old, unthanked Geralt. The title is mine, fair and square, even if there ain't a single gill in it. Gill? The honor cannot be measured in even gold, sir. 'Tis a priceless honor granted to my ancestor, to the one who fulfilled his dream. Me! The title is mine by blood and merit both. Like hell's it is. Do you know what a smithy does? We work a bit of our soul into each blade and kettle we forge. I've sacrificed a good slice of my own bleeding life for the Zodiac weapon. I ain't about to just let you walk away with the title. You insolent cur. I thought you were but rough around the edges. But see now that I was right about you from the start. You're the greatest bore in all the lands. You bleeding coot, you're just stubborn in your old age. The title should go to someone who's got a future. And if you can see that, then you're the big. And if you can't see that, then you're the biggest arse around. Is that Rowena? Ah, boys. Can you believe the bleeding nerve of that old coot? The hell's take him and leave the title for me. Oh, that encounter has quite sapped my strength. Though not my sense of outrage. I can scarce believe that boar would not yield so much as an ilm. I simply cannot abide the thought of Geralt taking the title. I had thought to journey homewards, but now I see I must stay and make him listen to reason. There are far worse places to call home than Gristmill, I suppose. And I have, after all, developed a taste for Eorzean cuisine. Of course, my continued tenure here would be all the better if you visited now and again. I should like to learn of your adventures, and be happy to enhance your arm through the power of materia. Now go forth with your Zodiac weapon, and with it create your own legends. The end. We did it. So now not only have I completed A Realm Reborn story-wise, but I've also done the legendary weapon. Hooray. And I think once this concludes too, you get more access to stuff. The other day when Geralt was in his cups, I overheard him mumbling something cryptic, Kupo. If you got a bottle of Thanarian mist, you can infuse spirits into your relics at the furnish. Wonder what that means, Kupo. Okay, do we get any more? Zodiac weapon theta replication. Select a Zodiac weapon to replicate. So if we lose it, we can replicate one. Bravura replica, yeah. So we can skip a few steps, I think. Although all of this is for Bravura, so if you ever needed to get it back for glams for whatever reason, you can just come back in here and get replicas. But there we go. That's it. That's the whole thing. We did it. I have, oops, hit the wrong button. I now have glowy ass weapon that's going to be immediately outdated in future expansions, but oh well. I did what I came to do. I saw, I came, I conquered. Heavensward, next post hiatus. So there we go. Officially done, and I'm not going to do the extremes for content or solo Binding Coil of Bahamut because, like I said, I now am officially equipped with some of the best gear, if not literally the best gear, in A Realm Reborn. So in order for me to solo the extremes or solo the Binding Coils of Bahamut, I'd have to be at least level 80, as well as wielding better gear even than this. So we've made it as far as we can go. Expansion done. It's over. So with that, thank you so much for joining. If you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV, it'll be Heavensward next time in the future, then like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye!